or Hi. Slovakia, the state in Central Europe. The population makes 5,443,120 people. December 2017. The territory -48845 km. Also the 127th in territory, takes the 112th place in the world on population. The capital, Bratislava. A state language, Slovak. Unitary state, parliamentary republic. As of April 2021, the post of the president is held by Zuzana Čaputová, the prime minister Edward Heger. It is subdivided into 8 edges. It is located in the center of Europe. The continental state which doesn't have an outlet to the sea. Has overland border with the Czech Republic, Austria, Poland, Hungary, Ukraine. The most part of believers. About 70% of the population. Professes Catholicism. Slovakia, the member of NATO and the EU. The industrial country with dynamically developing economy. The DD volume for 2011 was 127. 111 billion US dollars. About $23384 per capita. Monetary unit Euro. Independence of the country is declared on January 1, 1993. Throughout history, the territory of the country was a part of many powers and the state educations, beginning from the state itself in the 7th century up to Czechoslovakia in the 20th century. In the years of World War II, there was the Slovak state, dependent on Nazi Germany, which in 1945 became a part of Czechoslovakia again. The first written mention of Slovakia belongs to 1586. The name comes from the Czech word Slovaky. Windeskenlanden and Windenland. The 15th century. Were the previous German forms. The self-named Slovensko. 1791. Comes from older ethnocronym of Slovaks, Sloven, that can indicate his origin till the 15th century. The initial value was geographical, but not political. As Slovakia was a part of the multinational kingdom Hungary and didn't create a separate administrative unit during this period. Slavs occupied the territory of Slovakia in the 6th century, during great resettlement of the people. Slovakia was a part of the center of the power itself in the 7th century. Later in her territory the Nitransky Principality was located. The highest development, the Slavic state known as Great Moravia, reached in the 9th century with Kirill and Methodi's arrival and expansion under leadership of the Prince Sviatop I. Finally, Slovakia became a part of the Kingdom Hungary in the 11th, 14th centuries, and then later was as a part of Austria-Hungary up to her disintegration in 1918. Same year Slovakia united with the Czech Republic and the Subcarpathian Russia, and the state of Czechoslovakia was formed. In 1919, during a campaign on the north of the Hungarian Red Army for some time for parts of the territory of Slovakia, the Slovak Soviet Republic was formed. Owing to disintegration of Czechoslovakia after the Munich Agreement of 1938, Slovakia became the certain republic which was controlled by Nazi Germany. August 29, 1944 began the Slovak National Revolt, which in 2 months was suppressed. After World War II, Czechoslovakia was restored, entered the Warsaw Treaty Organization, (UDO), and became a part of East Bloc since 1945. At the same time in Slovakia, the bodies of national self-government of Slovaks which arose during war, the Slovak National Council and national committees on places were kept, while Czechs of such bodies had no. The so-called asymmetric national state device. Then in October 1968, the constitutional law on federation which came into force on January 1, 1969, according to which the Czechoslovak Socialist Republic, so since 1960 officially was called Czechoslovakia, was divided, was adopted, the Assurance-frei Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. On two components, federation of the Republic, the Czech and Slovak Socialist Republics, is similar. The end of Socialist Czechoslovakia in 1989 during the Peaceful Velvet Revolution meant also the end of Czechoslovakia as whole state and led to creation in March 1990 of the Czech and Slovak Federal Republic, and then, since January 1, 1993, two certain states, Slovakia and the Czech Republic. A velvet divorce. Slovakia became the member of NATO on March 29, 2004, the European Union on May 1, 2004, on December 21, 2007 entered the Schengen area, and on January 1, 2009 entered the Eurozone. Slovakia is surrounded from the north and the northeast with mountain chains of the Western Carpathians. They reach the greatest height in the High Tatras, where are the highest point of the country, peak of Gerlikovsky Shet, 2655 m. Peaks of Kriven, Djumbir, which height exceeds 1850 m. To the south from the Carpathians, the heights divided by fertile valleys on which the numerous rivers flow into Danube prevail. The largest of them, Levers, Nitra and Gran. Though nearly 80% of the territory of Slovakia are at the height of 750 m above sea level, in the country there is also a fertile Srednodonejsky lowland disposed closer to Danube near Bratislava and Komárno, and which is a country granary. The Danube River forms southwest border of the country. Many Carpathian rivers flowing in the southern direction flow into him. The largest of inflows of Danube, Levers, Nitra and Gran. In the east, the Carpathian rivers, such as Laborets, Taurus and Ondava, belong to a river basin used, the largest inflow of Danube. The climate of Slovakia has the expressed continental character. Winter cold and dry. Summer warm and damp. The greatest number of rainfall drops out in mountains. The annual sums of rainfall exceed 1,000 min mountains, and on plains are less than 500 min a year. In Bratislava, the average temperature of January 1°C, July of plus 21°C. In mountains the winter is colder, and the summer is more cool. The woods occupy nearly 40% of the territory of the country. The southern slopes of mountains are covered broad-leaved. A beech and an oak are the mixed woods, while on northern slopes the coniferous forests consisting generally of a fir tree and a fir grow. In the country broadleaf breeds 53%. First of all a beech 31%, and an oak 10% prevail, and from coniferous the fir tree 29%, and a fir 9%, are most widespread. Above in mountains the alpine meadows are located. Deer, lynxes, wolves and bears, and from small animals, foxes, proteins, caress are found in mountain forests of Slovakia. National parks are only a part of a system of nature protection territories and objects which is operated by the Ministry of Environmental Protection. From 1949 to 2002, 9 national parks were created. Velka Fotra. Fotra is small. Naransk Planina. Tatra mountains are low. Pinina are charmed. Slovak Karst. Slovak Paradise. Tatra mountains. In Slovakia oil, natural gas and brown coal which go on needs of economy are extracted. Oil covers 1% of internal requirements of power, gas -3%, and brown coal about 80%. The rest compensates import from the Czech Republic. In the country there are reserves of uranium, coal and slate gas, however now their development isn't conducted because of high prime cost. The country has large reserves of non-metallic materials. In particular, extraction of magnesite which goes for export and makes about 6% of world production is actively conducted. In the past in Slovakia a significant amount of gold, silver, etc. was got. Now precious metals are extracted in insignificant quantities in the area Hadrushahom. The head of state in Slovakia is the president elected by a universal direct vote for a 5-year term. The most part of executive power is assigned to the head of the government, the prime minister, who usually is a party leader or the coalition which received the majority at parliamentary elections and has appointed the president. Executive body, the government of the Slovak Republic. The rest of an office is appointed by the President according to the recommendation of the Prime Minister. The supreme legislative body of Slovakia is the 150-seater unicameral National Council of the Slovak Republic. Delegates are elected for a 4-year term on the basis of proportional representation. The Parliament can dismiss the President if vote for it 3/5 from all number deputies. The President can dismiss Parliament if he 3 times within a month after elections doesn't approve a policy statement of the government. Body of the Constitutional Supervision, the Constitutional Court to which constitution questions are subordinated. 10 members of this court are approved as the president from several candidates represented by Parliament. The highest judicial authority, the Supreme Court, courts of first instance, regional courts, the lowest link of the judicial system, district courts. Political parties. Right. The Slovak National Party is nationalist. Right populist. The People's Party, Our Slovakia, far right. Right centrists. Ordinary people, conservative. The Slovak Democratic and Christian Union, Democratic Party, conservative. The Christian Democratic Movement, conservative. The New Majority, conservative. Freedom and Solidarity Party. Liberal and conservative. Centrists. People's Party Movement for a Democratic Slovakia is populist. Left. Direction Social Democracy is social. Democratic. Party of Democratic Left, Social Democratic. The Communist Party of Slovakia is communistic. The Union of Workers of Slovakia, left populist. 99% a civil voice, left populist. Out of a range. Bridge, Hungarian National, for interethnic dialogue. The party of the Hungarian community is the Hungarian National. Labor unions. The largest professional center confederation of labor unions of the Slovak Republic. Slovakia is divided into 8 edges. Unit nuts -3. In 2002 each region received some autonomy. Bratislava region, Trnavský region, Trnkinský region, Nitransky region, Ziliner region, Manskobystritsky edge, Prešovsky region, Košický edge. Edges are divided into several areas. In total now in Slovakia 79 areas. Slovakia, the developed industrial and agrarian country. A rather developed diversified agriculture is based on modern material and technical resources and infrastructure. The average salary in 2017 was €925 a month. In the Bratislava region the average salary for 2017 was €1527 a month. As of February 2018 unemployment rate was 5.88%. Since January 1, 2019 the minimum wage makes €520. Gross. And €430.35 net. The Kejsa index. A ratio between minimum and the average salary in the country. In Slovakia as of 2019. Average €1106 and the minimum €520. Makes about 47%. Since January 1, 2020 the minimum wage makes €580. Gross. And €476.74 net. Since January 1, 2021 the minimum wage makes €623. Gross. And €508.44 net. The Kejsa index according to forecasts will make 57%. 2021 the meeting of representatives of Economic and Social Council of the Slovak Republic didn't bring result in the form of the agreement on the size of minimum wage for 2022. The formula according to the current law about minimum wage will be applied. Her size will correspond 57%. Kejsa index. To the average monthly salary in the country 2 years ago. Since January 1, 2022 the minimum wage will make €646. Gross. And €524.58 net. Advantages. Increase in production, especially near Bratislava. Slovakia has considerable tourist potential. Our nature, mountains, caves, ski resorts, lochs and the cities attract a great number of tourists. In 2006 the country was visited by about 1.6 million tourists, and Bratislava and the High Tatars became the most popular places. Most of tourists were from the Czech Republic, 26%. Then from Poland, 15%. And Germany, 11%. Many citizens of the country go abroad. For example, in 2012 outbound tourism flow made 17,000 people. By the time of disintegration of Czechoslovakia in the early 90s, in the territory of Slovakia there was no production of cars. In Bratislava there was only the Bratislava Automobile Works releasing accessories for the Czech cars Skoda. In the late 90s and the beginning of the odd years, thanks to policy to attract investments, construction of automobile plants by large foreign multinational corporations in the territory of the country began. The plants of the Volkswagen companies in Bratislava. In the territory of buildings of the Bratislava Automobile Works. By Peugeot in Trnava and Kia Motors in Žilina were constructed. According to data of OIKA in 2000, 182,000 cars were manufactured in Slovakia. In 2005, 218,000 cars were manufactured in Slovakia. By 2010, with input of the plants at full capacity, production of cars increased up to 557,000 pieces. Slovakia became the world leader in production of cars per capita, at the population of the country in 5.4 million people in 2011 nearly 640,000 cars, which main part was exported to other countries of Europe, were produced. The share of cars in export of the country exceeded 25%. Foreign trade of the Republic is focused on new countries. Acted as the main trade partners on export in 2017. Germany 20.7%, Czech Republic 11.6%, Poland 7.7%, France 6.3%, Italy 6.1%, Great Britain 6%, Hungary 6%, Austria 6%. The total amount of export was $80.57 billion, and vehicles and spare parts of 27%, the equipment and electrotechnical goods of 20%, metallurgical cars, furnaces and the similar equipment of 12%, iron and steel of 4% were the main positions. Acted as the main trade partners on import in 2017. Germany 19.1%, Czech Republic 16.3%, Austria 10.3%, Poland 6.5%, Hungary 6.4%, South Korea 4.5%, Russia 4.5%. The total amount of import was $77.96 billion, and machines and the equipment of 20%. Vehicles and the completing 14%, the power equipment of 12%, fuel of 9% were the main positions. Population minus 5.5 million people. It is settled quite evenly across the territory. Big population density in the southwest, because in that area a relief more suitable for farming. Most of residents of Slovakia ethnic Slovaks. 85.8% according to a census of 2001. Hungarians, the largest ethnic minority. 9.7%. Live in the southern and east regions of the country. Other ethnic groups include Roma, Czechs, the Rusynian, Ukrainians, Germans, Poles and Italians. In general, Slovakia is quite religious country, especially in comparison with the neighboring Czech Republic. The Slovak constitution guarantees freedom of worship. Most of citizens of Slovakia, 69%, Catholics. The second largest group, Protestants, 11% Lutherans, mainly Slovaks. And Reformata, mainly Hungarians. Grecko-Katoliki, 4%. And Orthodox Christians, 1%. A Official state language, Slovak, belonging to group of Slavic languages.
Hungarian has the equal use in the southern Slovakia. By the legislation of Slovakia, it can be used as official along with Slovak in those regions where Hungarians make over 21.7% of the population.
The native language of most of residents of Slovakia is Slovak. 78.6% of inhabitants. 4,240,453 persons. According to a population census of 2011. Hungarian was called by the native 9.4% of the population. 508,714 people. Gypsy, native for 2.3% of the population. 122,518 people. Carpato-Russian language on the fourth place by quantity, called in the native language -1% of the population. 55469 people. Other languages gained less than 1%. Armed forces of Slovakia consist of ground forces and the air force, troops of air defense, border troops and troops of civil defense. The number of army is 14,000 soldiers and officers.
In 2004, Slovakia became the member of NATO.
Since August 1, 2005, the general conscription is cancelled. Transition to professional army took place. Slovakia takes part in the Union peacekeeping missions in Afghanistan, Bosnia and Herzegovina and Kosovo and Metohija. Holidays. On January 1, day of formation of the Slovak Republic. On May 8, the victory day over Nazism. On July 5, Street. Kirill Street. Methodi's Day. On August 29, day of the Slovak National Revolt. On September 1, the Constitution Day of the Slovak Republic. On November 17, day of Fight Minds Totalitarianism. On December 25, Christmas. In the spring, a public holiday, Easter, which date is defined every year according to Catholic traditions, appears. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.